In the last video, we fixed the course error. In this video, we are going to actually get the data from the API and show it in our Blazor app. So the first thing we can do is to start the API. You can do that by going here, say .NET Run, and then do just .NET Run. Now that our API is started, we can also start the Blazor app. You can see it says Hello World. If you open the F12 or go here, click on Developer Tools, and you can go to Network tab, and you can hit the R to refresh what's going on. And you can see that it breaks here. So we are interested in the Network tab later on. You can see it says News Article here, and this news article is coming from our API. If we preview it, we can actually see the data here. So if we copy the data, copy value, we can take a look at it. So we can do it, for example, just here. So this is the data we are working with. We have ID, title, content, author, and date. So everything is working correctly. That's cool. So if we now go back to our Blazor app, we can take a look at our components. We can see down here, if we remove the breakpoint for now, we can see here it says uninitialized async and the localhost 5008 API news article. Everything is fine. If you notice down here, you see it says content read from JSON async. What does this actually mean? It means that we are now fetching the data from the API and we are storing it in a list of a news article. That means that if we actually do news article, we can take a look at the things which are in here, and I like to use the debugger. So for now we can just hit the breakpoint here, and then we can start we don't need to restart, we can just actually refresh the page. So let's do that. So let's just debug again. You can see it says Hello World, and if we do a refresh, we should be able to stop here. There was some problem with using Rider. So I open the same project now in Visual Studio. The only problem happens when we are debugging the application. And there's actually a link about it in their developer forum. So what I did now was to open the project in Visual Studio for Mac. And as you can see, we have added some code inside of the foreach here. And I've added a Bootstrap element called the card component, and it's quite easy to add that. I've put the code inside of the else block of the news articles is equal to null, and you can see it's the same thing that we have in the fetch data component. So if you want me to go deeper into how I added this code, as you can see it's a div class card mb3. I found this on this website called getbootstrap.com, and I scrolled down to the component that I did like, which was a card. And it resembles a news article or a blog post element, and that's why I wanted it. So you can see how I added it. I just have it like this inside of the foreach. And what happens is that I'm getting exactly how many elements which are in the list. And since there are 2 elements in the list, I'm getting 2 different card components. Let's take a look at it. So here you can see when it's finished loading that we do have first news article and second news article. Remember, everything is coming from the backend, which is pretty cool. Don't you agree?